Hi, I'm doing a little review on Logitech web cameras. I'm currently taping this using the Zoom platform. I wanted something that you could literally just plug and play. We have three web cameras today. We're using the Logitech C920S, the Logitech Brio, and the Logitech StreamCam. This is currently being recorded on the FaceTime HD camera, the built-in camera on my MacBook Pro. And this is just to give you a base idea of if you were to use your built-in web camera on a MacBook Pro, what your image quality would be like, so you could do a comparison. These three web cameras are Logitech's main cameras that are still on the market. So it'll give you a little bit of an idea for the different price points. And I'm going to also list the price points during normal time. I know right now with COVID, the price points are a bit more through the roof. There's a bit of a web camera famine at this point, so people are snatching them up. And I'll talk about the resolution of each, the frames per second of each, which can be important if you're streaming live, if you're gaming or something of that nature. And you'll be able to see a comparison. Now, just keep in mind that I'm not using the Logitech Capture app, so I'm not doing any color correction or adjustment. These are literally getting plug and play, going to be recording it through the Zoom platform. That way you get to see exactly what it's going to look like as it's coming out the other end. This is designed for people essentially who are home, working from home, maybe a lot of video conferencing, maybe you have an event or something and you're trying to figure out what web camera. Logitech, as far as technology with web cameras, is far in advance to some of the others. You can get other aftermarket or third party or different brands, but Logitech seems to be kind of a bit ahead of the game with their processing speeds, their lens development, things of that nature. So we're going to switch between. Also, if you look down in the corner, each time there's a video up, I'll have it labeled with which camera I'm actually going to be using. Thanks. Okay, so now I'm on the Logitech C920S. I've noticed that the saturation seems kind of blue on this particular web camera. This is a 1080p 30 frames per second. Also, the field of view, I see it's doing some color correction, maybe. The field of view is 78 degrees on this. So the same field of view that you get with the Logitech StreamCam. And the price point for this camera is $100 in normal time. So the Logitech C920S was a re-release of the original C920. They added a little flip screen so you can cover. It's their security feature. So it's essentially the C920 model with the little flip cover. And the C920 was originally released in 2012. So this camera is an 8-year-old camera. So this is the Logitech Brio. This web camera will do 4K at 30 frames per second. It will also do 60 frames per second at 1080p. For this particular camera, the field of view, you have options of 68, 75, or 90 degree view. This is just the default of what Zoom is doing for me, and it appears like this is probably giving me the 90, just plugging it in and plug and play. This particular web camera costs about $200 in normal times. In COVID times, the price is actually almost doubled. The Brio was originally released in February of 2017. So I'm currently using the Logitech StreamCam. I have it turned into a landscape mode. This particular webcam will do landscape, or it will turn into portrait. So if you're streaming live on Facebook or something of that nature. This camera is 1080p at 60 frames per second. And this camera actually has a USB Type C connection as opposed to a USB Type A. So if you're a Mac user, that's great if you use a MacBook Pro. If not, you may have to look at getting an adapter to allow it won't just plug into your native USB port on some devices. The Logitech StreamCam has a 78 degree field of view. So that actually is the setting that is in the middle of the Brio. The Brio will give you something a little closer and something a little farther away. This particular one, 78 is typically what you're. The StreamCam also costs about $200 in non-COVID times. I'm noticing a little bit of an issue there with the focus seem to go away. But right now there's a web camera famine, so the price is a bit more outrageous. The Logitech StreamCam was released on February of 2020, so this new camera is only a few months old, has just recently been released.